welcome to the team selection for Gameweek 29. But first of all, how did your Gameweek 28 go? Let me know in the comments. The team scored 39, which was a little above average, and a small green arrow is always welcome. Interestingly enough, if you look at this team's fair rank, it's actually 38 in the world, so it has been an unlucky season so far. Since all 4 bench players had postponed games, there was a rare 5 at the back in defense. Not optimal, but the 0-0 game in Newcastle was a savior in the end. Stevens and Bolly has 0 points, but they actually played the whole game. Late team news regarding Vardy's absence made me take a punt on Leicester's Perez. He usually scores a lot of points when Vardy doesn't play, and he was the most active player in that game, but wasn't sharp enough in the end. Salah continues his poor away form this season, and the captain didn't produce, but there weren't many captains who did. Aguero was sold to get Calvert-Lewin in. This guy is just so good right now and has become the new Ings in terms of the best value striker in the game. If you follow me on Twitter, I posted a tweet with 3 picks for the game week. Calvert-Lewin was one of them, and I'm glad I followed my own advice. But my other 2 picks were Taylor and Sarr, who also scored even bigger points. When it comes to Wolves, Jimenez is also so good, but the question is whether maybe Jota is the best Wolves asset right now, considering his price and form. So let's take a look at the transfer plan. Sometime between Monday and Thursday, the Gameweek 31 blanks will be announced, so just like last week, we should wait for those late news. I wanted Doherty in last week already, but didn't want to take a hit to play him versus Spurs, but obviously I should have done that. So he's high up on the priority list. As I mentioned, Jota in Wolves is also interesting, and other guys I'd like to have are Bruno in Manchester United, as well as Sarr in Watford. So those guys could come in maybe even for a hit, but as you will see soon, the players has some nice fixtures this game week 29. Pope has been great since coming into the team, but Henderson will probably get the nod here versus Norwich, since they don't score nearly as much as Tottenham. The whole of the defense actually has home games, which you have to love. Captaincy candidates are mostly consisting of Liverpool players as usual for this team. Salah is the spontaneous captain pick versus Bournemouth, although Bournemouth is a team who is fighting a relegation battle, and we have to start look more at which teams might put up a fight. Teams in the mid-table, for instance, has less to play for at this point in the season, which should influence our captaincy decisions. Ings has turned sour as soon as I transferred him in, and I'm growing tired of him. But he plays Newcastle and Norwich next, so he's likely to get 1 or 2 more shots at it. Jimenez is a consistent returner, but I don't fancy him for captaincy since he rarely scores more than 1 return. But if you own Jota, his form and explosivity could be fun to take a captaincy punt on. That was it for this video. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment if you have any transfer questions. Consider subscribing for future FPL advice.